Right. Right. So today we are going to discuss about what kind of questions we come across when we are working on healthcare business analyst. So before I'm getting into that, let me give you a clarity again, one more time. Of course, you have undergone the training. That is different again. But end of the day, what exactly business analysts do and how different regular BA to healthcare BA, first I'll differentiate. Okay. Then later, what kind of questions you come across, what sort of skills or expertise organizations or employers expecting for a healthcare BA is what I'm going to teach. Okay. So you know about business analysis. As I already explained, business analyst is a kind of profile where it is majorly focusing on providing solutions to the customer. So this is nothing to do with any technology. This is nothing to do with domain. The role of a business analyst is majorly focusing on understanding the requirements and providing solutions. This is what generally be a role in any organization. Now, when it comes to healthcare BA, because here is a question wherein you need to understand how a business analyst is different from healthcare BA. So, majorly, if you want to know this, first of all, you have to understand where exactly job profiles will be existed in healthcare. First of all, you should know that. Before you want to know about what kind of skill sets and what is that being a BA we do in any organization. Before that, what kind of organizations or companies will be allowing a business analyst and require BA. Okay, that's what we are learning. Okay, just minute, just be online for a moment, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Right. So first of all, you must be knowing about what are all the people and what kind of organizations are required a healthcare business analyst. Okay.
Yes.
First one, being a healthcare business analyst, job opportunities will be existed as follows. The first one, if you are a healthcare business analyst, job opportunities will existed in few areas. The first one, provider. The first one is called provider. Okay. So first of all, you need to understand who is provider here. Okay. Understood? Madhu. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So first of all, you must be knowing about who is provider. Okay. So providers are nothing but healthcare organizations. Right. So it can be hospitals, it can be healthcare at any clinics and all everything. So those people are considered and comes under as providers, right? So hospitals, right? So at the same time, clinics, all these people are considered as healthcare providers. Okay. Second, payers. Payer nothing but people who are processing the claims, because whatever the claim requested was request received. Against to that, whatever the payment is being processed and all everything. This is what generally we have to consider, right? So this is what generally payer. Example for payer, you can take CMS, because Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, because they are the one who will be
Pay.
Who will be taking care of all these things, or who will be taking care of all the reimbursements and all, everything will be taken by them. They will take care of all the reimbursements, all that. At the same time, even private insurance companies also, like Blue Cross Blue Shield, right? So all these people are considered and comes under payers, right? So these are the two major organizations or two major kind of people where business analyst profiles will be existed. Next, third one is IT companies. IT companies. These IT companies, I can classify these IT companies as two. One is service-based or project-based, I can say. Okay. Or project-based. And next is product-based. Understood, Madhu, right? So, three things. One is provider, nothing but hospitals, healthcare organizations, clinics, all that. Second, payers, payer nothing but people who do like reimbursements and all everything. Those people are comes under payers and all everything. That's what generally it comes with. Second is about payer. Third is an IT company. Yeah. IT companies require service-based organizations or project-based organizations. Those people will be used it, right? So that is one thing, right? So provider, payer, as at the same time.
IT companies.
Okay, so these are the three different things: provider, payer, and as well as IT companies. Why provider required? Because provider use different applications, right? For healthcare organizations and all everything. Generally, they use different provider. These things will be there. Generally, this is where generally this provider option will be more, right? So that is where generally different healthcare organizations will be taking care of all that, right? So this is one thing which I'm talking about provider, right? So because healthcare, like a patient management system, right? So all these things will be used in it, claims related stuff, everything. At the same time, even so that even payer also, because payers are the one who will be processing claims and all, so that payers will also be a part of it. So provider is one thing, second is payer, third is IT companies. IT companies means people who whoever is doing this IT or IT services and all everything, those people are comes under this category. So these are the three things: provider, second is payer, third is IT companies. Right? So three things. Now, if you are a healthcare business analyst, the major job being a business analyst, you need to perform. As far as the role of a business analyst itself is concerned, the major role of a business analyst, you need to be knowing about few things. First, you must be good at business analysis. These are the common points. Okay. Whatever I was mentioning here, these are the common points first, like business analysis skills. Wherein this business analysis skills, the first one is about stakeholder engagement. Right? Stakeholder engagement means how to manage stakeholders, right? So all these things, this knowledge is required. At the same time, you must be having a knowledge over understanding about objectives, need, followed by scope, etc. Right? So these are the common things. Next, after that, if you are exclusive a business analyst, wherein people are looking job opportunities and all, the major areas you must be good with about two things. You require to have a knowledge
Medicare and Medicaid.
programs. These two programs you must be aware of. One is about Medicare, second is Medicaid. So Medicare is a program which is, as you know already, I explained earlier, Medicaid program, where they will be having four different parts like A, B, C, D kind of, right? So we have
I'm a plan B, C.
plan A, plan B, plan C, and D and all, right? So this, what are the plans? Because if you have attended for an interview, people may expect or people might ask you questions relating to Medicare part first, right? So what exactly
Okay.
plan A consists of, what is that B consists of, C and D, and is there any customizations are you making in it or not, right? This is one thing people may expect from you, right? So is there any correction, is there any updations are you making or not? This is what people will ask you, right? So this is what generally the first thing wherein you must be having an idea, right? So this is what generally Medicare. So knowledge over Medicare plans and whatever the services offered under Medicare, so that knowledge you must be good with. Point number one. Okay, so please be focused on the Medicare plans A, B, C, D, and how these plans works. I already explained you. I hope you got an idea.
Yes, sir.
I have forwarded some material if I am not wrong. If not, I'll forward the material also. Okay, you can go through that. A, B, C, D.
Okay.
But major work will be main on Medicaid, not on the Medicare. Okay, please do remember, if you are a BA, major job opportunities nowadays for healthcare business analysts are lied towards Medicaid program. Why? Because Medicaid program is exclusively meant for low income group people. It is majorly. And whatever the operations, administrative activities, everything will be taken care of by the state government. It is not comes under the federal government. Of course, state government will manage all the programs. So, of course, end of the day, that will be controlled over by the federal government on a high level, this thing. That is a different thing. But end of the day, total management will be done by the state government itself. As far as the Medicaid itself is concerned, I'm talking about. So more opportunities are more for Medicaid because of this, because whatever the states are there in US, every state manages their own Medicaid program. So lot of job opportunities are more, especially for healthcare BA on the Medicaid area. So you need to have a knowledge over Medicaid. Point number one. Point number two, one more thing you need to understand here is, in reference to the Medicaid program, there are a lot of customizations and as well as modifications will also be taken place, because depends on the people, whoever is located in that particular state, respective state government, state will take some take some measurements to provide 100% healthcare services to the people whoever is really in need. Because if you take Medicare, this is a standard plan, Madhu, right? So because you don't see any changes in that. Because Medicare is a standard plan, whatever the services offered by Medicare is applicable for all the people across years, right? So there is standard thing. But whereas for Medicaid, it was not the case, because Medicaid is a service exclusive for low income group people and disabled people, low income group and disabled people. Hence, whatever the programs are we working on, right? So whatever the programs of Medicaid are we working on, these Medicaid programs is something entirely focusing on the areas of states which varies from state to state, right? So this will vary from state to state. It will not be the same for all the people. This may be varied from state to state and all that. Okay. So this is one more thing which you have to be focused on. Understood? Clear?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Right. So more
Yes.
opportunities you can see, especially on Medicaid program. Understood? Are you clear or not?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Main opportunities majorly on the Medicaid program. This is what generally one we have to do, right? So that is what one thing we have to be good with, and one thing we have to be very clear with, right? So this is what generally Medicaid program is. Whatever the changes happens customer, because for example some expatriates come from other places wherein they were settling here, right? So in what way are we providing healthcare services to them and all of this also matters a lot. So knowledge over Medicare and as well as Medicaid programs, especially please focus on the Medicaid programs. Medicaid, because a lot of customizations happens in the organization level. At the same time, even claim settlement reimbursements happens also in the same manner. So Medicaid program is the area where you have to be focused more on rather than Medicaid. Okay. This is the second thing you must be good with. When you are applying for jobs, whenever you are attending for interviews, these are the areas you have to be focused. Next, you must have a knowledge over EDI. This is where, as last in the session itself, I told you, which is called EDI transactions, electronic data interchanges.
Yeah.
Because whatever the codes we do, like for example, 835, 837,
837.
all these
820.
codes are comes under EDI, right? So focus on EDI 835 and EDI 837. These are the two things which will be for claim processing and claim payments. Okay, these are the two things. Apart from that, you need to focus on the benefit enrollment. Understood, Madhu? Right? Are you following?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Right, benefit enrollment and as well as subscriptions. Okay. Again, I'll forward you all the code numbers and all again to you, right? So you can have a glance over that. But
Okay.
benefit enrollment process followed by subscriptions. Next EDA 835, 837. Next, they may be asking you relating to do you have any experience on EOB also? This is where we call it as explanation of benefits. Okay, EOB stands for explanation of benefits. So they may require you to have a knowledge over EOB also. Okay, so EDI 835, 837. Next is benefit enrollment is the second one. Third one, subscriptions, because a lot of subscriptions will be taken place in regular intervals, apart from benefit enrollment, all that. So that knowledge is required. At the same time, knowledge over explanation of benefits is also essentially required. Understood? Clear, right? So this is one more thing. Next, after that, EDIs and all, and next HIPAA rules. HIPAA rules and regulations or HIPAA guidelines. Please study over HIPAA guidelines, right? So HIPAA rule book. Because whatever of course, being a business analyst, it is nothing to do with majorly with HIPAA rules and regulations. Because knowledge over HIPAA rules and regulations is essentially required to an extent possible that itself is sufficient for you to learn. Okay, this is also one thing. Next, when it comes to the implementation level, people may expect you to have a knowledge over the migration process because there are three things. First thing is sometimes developing an application from the scratch. you know, right? So how to gather requirements for that? I think you have already done some project.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
this is one kind of requirements you will be seeing. Second, there is an existing application. For example, Facets. Okay, Facets is a claim processing and core administrative application. For example, there is an existing Facets application which they want to customize this, which they wants to customize this. Understood? Clear?
Yeah. Yes.
Very clear, Madhu, right? So which they wants to customize this. So this customization, whatever the customization are we talking about? So customization. This customization depends on the kind of business rules what organization has. Based upon the business rules and as well as the government mandates, whatever the changes are we going to do in this area also they require. Understood, right? Right. So one is they may be having an person, whoever wants to develop an application from the scratch, that sort of opportunities you come across. Second, assume that organization has an existing Facets or QNext or Health Edge application. They may require to do some customizations, and also people, whoever is having knowledge over understanding the business rules, underline this point, knowledge over the rules of the business rules and as well as government mandates, that has to be understood by the BA. So whenever they are expecting you to understand, as far as the interviews itself is concerned, they may ask you, do you have any experience in understanding business rules and government mandates of the application which is already being existing using nowadays, right? So this is also the second thing. Third thing, wherein transforming, developing or migrating an application from legacy to, for example, Facets, etc. Okay. Right? So they may require, for example, legacy mainframe applications. Let's say that organization is using a legacy mainframe application. So from that onwards, what they want to do, they want application to be developed and they want people to develop an application from legacy to Facets. This is where generally we call it as migration projects. Migration projects. Understood, Madhu, right? Are you following? Are you following or not?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, data migration. This is what generally it is, right? So migration projects or data migration. This is what generally. For that, you need to have a knowledge over ETL process. Sometimes they may ask you ETL process. Means extract, transform, and load. Extra ETL process of data extraction, right? So data transformation, data loading, right? So this process knowledge is also required. So major areas you need to understand in reference to the healthcare organization itself is concerned is about Medicaid program. This is point number one, right? So one is about Medicaid program. You please focus on this. Next, focus on 835, 837, benefit enrollment, subscriptions, and EOBs. Next, knowledge over HIPAA rule book. Next, if you are developing an application from the scratch, how to develop, you have already done the project, you got an idea. So nothing much to explain in it. Next, assume that they may ask you that you have an existing application where they want to transform that to Facets to new application, business rules and government mandates. This knowledge also you must be having. The third one is that migrating application from legacy to Facets, wherein migration projects like data migration, like ETL process knowledge is also they may require. So these areas where you have to be focused more. So these are the areas where you must be focused more when You're applying for job opportunities. Understood? Yeah.
Okay. So what exactly is ETL process?
Sorry.
ETL process అంటే ఏంటి?
So ETL process means how you are extracting the data. Because see, migration project, right? So you are migrating a project from legacy to new application. Migration, when there is a migration process taken place, legacy application may have different formats. For example, data may be in XML, right? So data may be in JSON, right? So different formats will be there. From that format, you are transforming the data to the facets application because you are not loading the data as separate, right? You're not creating the data.
Yeah.
Because the data already existed, patient data, etc. Wherein you are simply transforming this to facets application. This is what we call it as data migration. So for that knowledge over ETL process is required. So that ETL process, I have a video. I'll forward it to you. I'll have a ETL process. I think I have video with me, right? I think so. I have it. I have it. So I will forward that ETL process video. You can follow that so that you get some idea over it.
Yeah. Okay.
So these are the major areas, right? So these are the major areas where, right? So major job opportunities mainly for healthcare BA. You need to focus on Medicare, 835, 837, benefit enrollment subscriptions and EOBs, HIPAA rule book. Next, they may ask you, do you have any experience in developing application from the scratch? You have to explain. Of course, the project, whatever you have done so far in the training, you can explain that to them. Not a problem.
Okay.
Or sometimes they have an existing application. They want a business analyst who can customize this. So they may expect you to have a knowledge over understanding the business rules and government made focus on that area also. I have that video on that. I will forward that video also if you want, right? To have a better. Next, the third area is that data migration means migrating from legacy application to new application. This is what data migration is. So knowledge over ETL process is what is required. So these are the major areas. If you are a healthcare business analyst, you have to be focused on. So when you are attending for an interview and all that, please focus on these areas.
Okay.